Hi guys, and welcome to this week's vlog. I was asked a question, where shall I start when I start my cleaning business? How to start, what decisions to make, and what's the most important things when I first start. As way of induction, I'm Ilse Whiteman. I have run a successful cleaning company for 12 years and I'm now the creator of the Cleaning Coach Training Academy. I have created a cheat sheet for this, so all the information on here you can download from my website for free. The link will be below the little heart under read more for you to download it, and you have all the information ready so you can just do it and tick as you go along. The most important thing is your business name. A lot of people take their personal first name, cleaning services, which is fine because it's very personal to you. But I would suggest you always have the end in mind. Always bear in mind what's going to happen to your company when it grows. So when it does grow, you want to be sort of website search ready, which means if people go to top of Google and Google for cleaning services in that specific area, you're up there and you're ready to be found through Google search as well. So I would suggest your cleaning service should definitely have the area that you cover in the name. Because when people do a Google search, what they search for is cleaning services in that area. So if you have that area name in there and you also have the cleaning services, people will find you much easier. So this is to prepare you for your future growth and for people then to prepare you to actually so when they later on search for you, your name is already established as that area. You might, when you first start off with, just have like a town, but I would recommend not choosing that town unless the area isn't available. But try to get the area, because as you grow and your business grows, you will start getting customers from other areas as well, and that's how you expand your business more. So if your business name is ready in the beginning with the area and cleaning services or cleaning co, that's a great start to prepare your company for the future growth. So if you're in the UK, I would recommend you then check that name's availability before you do anything with it, before you have any logos or anything done. In the UK, you can go to Companies House and have a look. Company House does only list limited businesses, but then do a Google search for your normal name and then have a look at Companies House for the limited name. And although you will not be going limited when you're small, when you first start out, it's very handy to know if there is a business out there with your name already as a limited company. Just do your research and make sure your name isn't taken by anybody else. And why is that so important? Because if your friends recommend you, say Amy's Cleaning Services, and your friend recommend you, that friend goes online and search for Amy Cleaning Services, and they find another Amy Cleaning Services Limited, they might even go to them and you will lose out on work. So it's important to check the limited side of things and check your name everywhere. Google it. If there are loads of companies that's very close to you that will fall into with your target market in the area, then you will have to choose another name and just keep going through the process until you've found a name that isn't found by somebody else, that somebody else isn't using already, and that way you know you are ready to go to the next level. And then I would recommend you definitely get a domain name for your cleaning service name, and you don't need a website just yet. But if you can now, for £20 to £25 a year, you can actually purchase your domain name, which means no other cleaning company can actually use that name because you already own it as a domain name. And the awesome thing about that is when you email your clients, you can then email them your name at yourcleaningservices.co.uk and not your name at gmail.com, say for instance. It looks much more professional even when you start to have your domain name inside your emails. And you can have different emails. You can have one for customers, one for staff, say jobs ad when you start advertising for staff, and you can always add other emails in there, but you already own your domain name. And I will also recommend getting it as a .com and as a .co.uk. So get it in two forms so nobody else can buy the other one. Have a look at, like I say, GoDaddy or One and One and purchase your domain name for so little, but yet when you grow you are going to need that. because you are going to start doing your website, and that's when you're going to need it. And it'll be awesome if you already have it and not get to the stage where you grow and grow and grow your cleaning business, and then all of a sudden you need a domain name and you can't get your domain name in your name because somebody else is already using it. So make sure you check this, and it's the whole process. And once you've found a name that isn't on Companies House, nobody else even near like 100 radius of you is using your name or your cleaning business name, then check the domain names and go through this process until you find one that nobody else is using. Don't let your competitors with the same name take your business and take your customers. There's loads of cleaning forums, there's loads of Facebook groups. Go on there, get your name out there and start talking to people and give them value. Don't spam, don't say call me, I can clean. Just go on there, add value to people, make people aware of you and your name. Add value, add value. That's all to do with marketing. Then when it gets to logo, so it needs to stand out, but try to make it not too complicated. Don't go into too much detail. From as little as £5 from Fiverr.com, you can have an awesome logo done for you. Please remember to ask them, however, when they do your logo, to give it to you in different files. So say for instance, if it's a long name, you're obviously going to get that size, but ask them to squeeze it down and give it to you in different sizes. Like for instance, for social media pages, like Facebook, you need a square photo. So ask them for different, if it comes in different sizes, and it's worth paying a little bit more to have that. Although you can on your own computer make it into different sizes, that's fine, but you're going to be busy getting customers. So pay somebody to do that for you in the beginning, and then remember to always have your logos ready on your desktop when you work, since you're going to be dragging and dropping that quite a lot. So that's very important to have it on your desktop so it's ready just to go all the time. So now you've got your logo, your company name and your email addresses and your domain name sorted. The next is the marketing side of things, which first of all I will be discussing with you is your business cards. Once again, keep it simple when you first start. Go to Vistaprint and get some printed very cheaply. Don't worry about the card thickness or anything like that. Most people will throw them away. It's just literally for the initial giving them your contact details, but people probably won't keep them. It's not something that you keep with you at all times. You call them and then you kind of like throw it away. So only have a few printed. I would definitely say 50 sort of minimum, have a small amount printed, and therefore you in a few months time, if you haven't done your homework with your name and your logo, and if anything else changes, then you can then change your business cards and have more printed. But don't go and order 500. You are not going to need 500 when you first start out. So keep it small and order some more when and if you need it. And remember to always keep your business cards on you. You never know when you're going to run into somebody that's going to need one. Keep one in your phone, in your wallet, in your back pocket, in your car, wherever you go. Keep one handy for that customer to come to you and say, oh, by the way, and you can say, there's a business card, don't forget about me. What you should include in your business card is your logo, your company name, and then your very important, the biggest of all, is your mobile number, email address, the services you do, and the areas you're covered. I would recommend actually putting on the back. People can read on the back, but in front, I would also recommend a picture of you on the front. This is important because people can see you. So if they then a month later discover your business card, they will have forgotten about that conversation they had with you. Then they discovered your business card a month later, they would have forgotten about the original conversation you had if they didn't call you. But if you put an actual picture on there, try not to make the picture square. Try to make it round. Try to stand out a little bit. And if you can, when you first start, you probably won't have any customers. But as you grow, which is why it's important not to have too many printed at first, but you can then add customer recommendations at the back of your business card so that people can sort of like see what other customers are saying about you and trust you more. And they will be more likely to actually They'll be more likely to trust and to use you if you have recommendations on the back. But people don't just use words. When you do recommendations, please have a picture of that person. It means so much more to have an actual picture, a face that people can put to the words. If you're doing your business card now and you haven't got any yet, Just leave it out for now until you start getting recommendations in. The next piece of marketing I would definitely recommend when you first start is car magnets. And a lot of people say, oh, but they don't look very nice, they don't look professional. Yes, but you're not going to go and spend £300-400 to have your car sign written when you first start. But you still need to do marketing. So at the end of the day, it's much easier just to have them printed. And if you go out and you don't want people to see them, the car magnets just come off. And same with them, very important, have your logo, your name, your telephone number. Remember to keep it to your mobile number. You don't want your landline on there if you're out all day cleaning, because you don't want people to ring and then having to wait all day for you to get back to them. The service you provide, and I will keep that short, I would say domestic and office cleaning. And then the areas you cover, very important, have the areas on there that you do cover. If you cover a main area, like say for instance Surrey, that's got loads of towns in them, just put in there, we cover the whatever area. So keep it simple, but your mobile number big, so when people do drive past, they can actually see it and they don't have to take the effort to go to your car and then see, because people don't like effort, people like easy, people like convenient. So make it easy and convenient for them to actually get your number. And then when you go to customers' houses and you've got your car magnets on there, this will be awesome for other customers to actually walk or drive past, see your car there. Make sure it's always noticeable, the stickers. Don't pull into the park and just your back is shown. Try to always park outside the property if you have to, so people can see your magnet. Because other customers drive past and see, those people are using that cleaning business, but if they trust them, I can trust them. Awesome bit of offline marketing that literally everywhere you go, you're advertising your business and you're saying to other people, look, I clean for them, they trust me, you can trust me. So you're more likely to get more customers if you make sure your car is in view of other customers, seeing that you've worked in a certain area. And when you start out, everybody asks me, so if I start out, what services should I offer? Everybody always starts with domestic cleaning. That's where most people start. But I will always recommend on your business card and your car magnets, when you first start, to start with domestic and office cleaning. Why? Office cleaning is so much easier in a certain sense. It's also out of hours cleaning. It's also easier to find staff for out of hours cleaning. It's also much more money than domestic cleaning and a lot less effort. So at the end of the day, even if you're just starting out and you do domestic, you want to make your customers aware that you offer this service. So they might actually work in a massive office already, one of your customers. And then the office manager says to your customer, oh, I don't know, these cleaning services keep letting us down. And your customer goes, oh, you know what? My cleaner, she does office cleaning. I'll ask her for you. That's how you get into office cleaning. But even if you first start and you only have 2 or 3 domestic customers, this could really push your business forward, because if you say, for instance, you have 10 customers and even one of them recommends you to office, so every 10 customers you get 1 office, that's a major thing. Offices are a lot bigger and therefore you earn more money. Then it gets you your uniform. You don't have to go out and spend loads of money on uniform. What you got to remember is the way you are, the way you present yourself is marketing for your business as well. That is your brand. The way you turn up is your brand. You're literally, from the first minute you step out of your house, you're representing your brand and your company. So don't go out and spend loads of money on embroidered t-shirts to look amazingly smart, and you don't have to turn up in a suit unless you actually go and see a new customer. I would recommend a golf shirt, white, keep it clean, with, say for instance, blue jeans. You can go to Vistaprint and have just a normal t-shirt with your logo on the side here printed out. I will not recommend having massive letters on the back, because from the time you walk out of the house to your car, and your car's already got the magnets on, people aren't gonna, they might quickly see something, but you're not gonna stand in the road for them to be able to have enough time to see your telephone number or your logo on the back. Keep it simple, keep it sweet here, keep it professional. Always turn up nice, neat, tidy. Pay attention to your appearance. Show your customers you care about them. Yes, you might only be cleaning, And make sure in the summer when you wear shorts to try to get them so they're not too short. You don't want to turn up with booty shorts. You want to keep it professional at all times. Show your customer you're willing to make that effort. You've got to think about what you want your customer to say about you to another customer. They turn up neat, smile, they're always friendly. And remember your hands. Don't turn up with dirty fingernails, with loads of dirt underneath your fingernails. Make sure they're clean. Your hands are the first thing that a person sees about you. Go and see a customer and your nails are all dirty underneath your nails. They're going to think, can't even be bothered to clean her fingernails, so how is she going to do a great job for me? The way you talk to customers, the way you turn up, the way you deal with them has all got to do with your representation. You're representing your brand and your reputation. So make sure it's smart, professional, put effort into it from the very start. And then when you get to a stage where you want to employ staff members, they need to follow the same principles as you do. You have managed to get a customer and then work up to get to a stage where you get new employees. And then remember that it's very important they know exactly everything you did, the way you act, the way you dress, everything you do, they need to copy. Because whatever you did worked to get to the stage where you start needing to take employees on. Make sure you have all this in writing. So when I go to a job, this is how I turn up. And literally everything, from making sure your teeth is cleaned, from keeping deodorant with you. So if you go from job to job to job, make sure you've got deodorant with you and just give yourself a quick spray before you walk into your next job. Cleaning is hard, and in the winter here in the UK, obviously people got radiators on and then you might perspire because you're constantly working. So just make sure you're always smelling nice and fresh. And the next thing then, guys, is customer keys. Very, very important. Please guard these with your life. These people are saying, I trust you enough to give you a copy of my house keys. The least you can do is make sure that you look after them properly. Never have a customer key with their actual tag with the keys with the customer address on there. Please don't. If you ever lose that keys and anybody else picks it up and they see, oh, that's the address and that's the keys, be careful, because if the wrong person picks that up and they decide, I'm going to go to that address and I'm going to take everything inside that house, the insurance will not pay out because of the fact that they had keys to the property. So it's not actually seen as burglary. So please be careful. I would suggest that you have buy yourself like a locked box that's hidden inside your house. Even if you only have one key, what you need to do is have a sheet ready, your customer information on there with the key number 1, and then mark that key 1. And as you get bigger, you keep your keys all organized and they stay inside your property, inside your house at night. Don't leave them in your car. Please don't keep a big bunch of customer keys all together, because if you lose all of them, you're going to have to call all your customers and say, I'm very professional and I've just lost all your keys. So make sure you safeguard those keys. And remember to make a point of it has to go back that evening. Make sure you don't lose them. Make sure you don't misplace them. Be very strict with the key rule, looking after your customers' house keys. Then we get to the very horrid accountancy side of things, or bookkeeper, shall I say. Obviously, guys, in the UK, you need to register with the relevant authority, like HMRC in the UK, and you need to make them aware that you're starting your business. Even if you're not earning money yet, get your business name and your address and everything on there. Make them aware that you are starting a business. You need to do your books from the 5th of April to the 6th of April. So it's done yearly, but you obviously pay your tax a year later. So please, I would suggest every single penny that you get into your business, you have 3 accounts. So one, it will be for business. When you first start out, don't do a business account unless you can actually get a business account for free business banking, because otherwise you'll be lumbered with charges when you put money in, when you take money out, when you write a check. So when you first start, just have 3 normal accounts. So you'll have your business account where all your money from your customers go in. Then you will pay yourself a wage into another account, which basically is just for you to spend on normal things, no business item. So keep your business account for your business. Everything like your marketing, your business cards, your magnets, everything comes out of your business account. Your petrol, can come out of your business account, but keep these separate. And then the third account is every single month, at the end of the month, all the money that's come in, keep the 20% of all the money you get in every month, put in your third account. This is very important. And you do not touch that money until you've done your self-assessment, until you've actually know how much you owe tax-wise to the HMRC. And then when you have to pay your tax bill, you've got the money there ready. You're not going to miss the small monthly payments going out, but you will then get to a stage at the end of the year where you do have to pay your tax and then think, oh, I've got to pay all this money to the HMRC, and you have to pay it. So please make sure you're aware of that. And then you also have National Insurance Class 1 and 4 that you need to consider for. So please, people, just make sure now when you're small, you have this as a process just to cover yourself so it's less stress, you've got less problems. And then obviously, apart from the obvious that you need to keep all your receipts, although this is updated all the time, go onto the HMRC's website and see everything you can claim for, and make sure you take advantage of the fact that you can claim for work clothes, for having your work clothes cleaned, for obviously petrol. But if you use your normal car, say for instance for work purposes, please make sure you're insured for work purposes on that vehicle. Don't just have normal personal insurance. You need to be covered for business use. If you get stopped by the police and they can see there's work going on, they could actually give you a fine. So make sure that you're covered as far as car insurance is concerned for business use as well. But as far as petrol is concerned, at the moment, what you need to do is work out how much you use for business and how much you use for personal. So if you use your car for, say, 50-50, you can claim 50% of your petrol for business, and therefore you won't pay tax on it. So make sure you just work out what percentage is personal and what percentage is business. Most people dread finances, most people dread bookkeepers and accountants, but I will honestly suggest when you're small, you're not going to go and get a bookkeeper, and you're not going to go and have an accountant because you won't have the funds available yet. However, I would definitely 100% recommend an app everybody uses and everybody knows of, that is QuickBooks. It's absolutely amazing. It's QuickBooks for the self-employed. And the minute you have your receipt in your hand, you take a photo of it and it uploads it straight away onto the app. It links to your bank account, so everything on there, you can go in on a weekly basis and then set that expense coming out, that's money in, that's money earned. It's all controlled, and by the end of the year, you have a nice summary. It's easy when you're smaller to get into the habit of doing this. Keep on top of your finances. Know how much you can spend. Know how much you can pay yourself. And remember, when you do first start out, it is your job to remind your customers that you do cleaning services. It's your job to remind your current clients and current customers that you offer other services than just cleaning service. So it's your job to let them know, to refer you to get more customers. It's your job. It's not your customer's job to refer you. It's not your customer's job to call you and to get you in. It's your job to get more customers. If you haven't got any clients at the moment, I would suggest offering your cleaning services for free to start off with. Have a little business card printed, make some leaflets in your office, and then go and post them in the area around close to your house and just say, would you like an hour's free cleaning? Yes, some people will take advantage of that, but when you first start, you need that. You need some people to take advantage of you, but obviously your cleaning standards are going to be that high, you're going to impress them that much, and they're going to then employ you to be their cleaner. And that's how you first start getting into getting your new customer. Tell all your friends, I now do cleaning, recommend me. You recommend me, I will come and clean for you, or I will give you £10. And then once you even have one customer, ask them for a testimonial. Tell them, look, if you refer me, even say for instance on Facebook pages, anywhere you hear anybody ask for a cleaner, you recommend me and I will do free cleaning for you. State oven cleaning or an hour free cleaning. Tell them what you're going to give them. Don't try not to always give money off because you need the money, but try to offer them something for free, something that they sort of said, oh, I really need to do that at some point. Although they might already have cleaners, they might then get an oven cleaning company. Remember that you tell your customers, oh, I do oven cleaning. Learn, YouTube it. learn how you can do oven cleaning easier, and then offer that service. That's money that you're losing. It's money that you're literally just pushing away. You need to make sure that your customer knows everything you offer and keep reminding them. They will forget because they're not going to remember everything about your company. Remember, it's your job to remind them consistently and tell them every customer you refer, tell them all the time. At the bottom of your emails, you state, remember, if you recommend us to one of your friends, and obviously you have to state terms and conditions, which basically will mean is if you refer us to a new customer, they obviously will have to work for them for 3 months and then you'll get your hour free cleaning. There's no point you going to the new customer that you've been referred to and then you do one clean and then they say, oh, we don't need you anymore, and then your customer sort of gets a free clean. So it's all about just protecting your business and protecting yourself, and make sure your customers are aware that you do other cleaning. You can even offer, if they say, oh, do you know about a window cleaner? Go and find one and get them to work for your company and tell them that from now on, you'll be my window cleaning person. But then you charge the customer a little bit more than the window cleaner did and you can earn some extra money. And this is just to get your business to grow, and then offer window cleaning services to your other customers. Hi, just a little reminder, I've noticed your windows outside look a bit grey. If you ever want a window cleaner, I can sort that out for you. You're taking a pain point away from them, you're helping them to solve things, and by the process you're earning some extra money. Always a bonus. Hi guys, remember down below I will add the link for the cheat sheet for all this information. Everything I've said in this video will be in there, and some extra tips to help you start your cleaning business with a bang. I will also recommend not necessarily having a contract to bind them into a contract. Have a contract to state exactly what you are cleaning and what you are not cleaning. They need to exactly know, because customers are greedy. They will sort of say, oh, while you're there, can you just today do the fridge? And oh, can you just do the oven as well while you're here? Oh, can you just spring clean my garage while you're here? They will ask, they will take advantage, because if you do it, they're going to keep asking as well. Make sure you got a checklist of everything that you're supposed to be doing, and that will be included in the cheat sheet, so that you know exactly what you do and what you don't do. Make sure you got a form ready, which basically if they say, oh, can you clean my whole fridge out today? You can say, yeah, sure, that will be £25 extra, and I will need notice for this. If they want anything else done, because if you do a job from one job to the other job to the other job, then you have got a routine. You've got a certain amount of time to get to a certain job. So if you, with the first customer, you stay an extra hour, and then you're late for the second customer, and then you're gonna be like later for the third customer of that day. So make sure you're tight, and you said to him, if you want anything else done, here's a sheet that I could do it, but I need a week's notice so I can schedule it into my schedule, because I'm busy, because I'm good. So therefore, if you want extra stuff done, make sure they know this in the beginning, not halfway through. Because if they say to you, can you do this today? And then you're like, no. And then they're going to be like, don't like you anymore. Go away. Make sure you're covered. Make sure you exactly the checklist, what needs to be done. Any extras, let them know up front. If you want extras done, this is so much and I need notice. Unless you only at the moment got a few customers and you can afford to do that, fair enough. But don't start off with that principle in mind of, oh yeah, don't have worries, I'll just do this and I'll just do this. You need to make them aware that your set time that you're working there is your set time and you don't have time for anything else. Otherwise, the set time will be different. So make sure that you charge extra. Don't let them take advantage of you for any other jobs they want doing. When we get to how do I price what I charge, I would recommend having a look online and also ringing a few companies in your area and see what the general rate is. What do people generally charge? At the moment, it's between sort of 12 and 17 pounds per hour here in the UK. So get a general feel around what companies are charging in your area. So it's very important when you first start your business, you start at the bottom right. And a lot of you might say, well, I'm like worth more than that. Fair enough. But when you haven't got a lot of customers, you can't be greedy. Customers don't know what you do yet. They don't know how you work yet. You can only charge more if you have a solid group of customers behind you saying, yes, she's awesome. Yes, they're awesome. Yes, they're awesome. All the time. So when you first start low to get your foot in the door. Then you impress your customers. Then your customers start referring you. Then you build it up. And then because your customers already trust and know you, they know how you work, They know they're getting value for money, and therefore that's when you start putting your prices up. Don't start your cleaning business thinking, well, I'm just going to start £20 an hour, and yeah, people are going to go, yeah, I charge too much. Yes, so when you first start, please start low and then work your way up. Don't be greedy when you first start. When you first go into these jobs or customers, when it's a new customer, the first few weeks always takes you longer. So you need to prepare for that. Say to your customers, look, the first few weeks it's going to be a little bit more because it takes you a bit longer until I get my routine, until I know what I'm doing, and until I kind of like am settled in this house, and once it is up to my standards, then we can go to a lower rate. Just make sure they know, because you will find if you go in, say for instance, they say they want 2 hours, you go in for 2 hours, you guaranteed the first couple of weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, it's going to take you a lot longer to clean the place, especially if they've never had cleaners before. Then you've got to go in and you're going to be long, and you might even damage your reputation because you're not going to be able to really impress them if they haven't had a cleaner for 10 years and they're like really messy. You've got to also make sure that your customers know the difference between cleaning and tidying. Do you want me to tidy, or do you want me to clean, or do you want me to do both? Because it takes longer. So if you walk into the room and there's so much stuff everywhere that you need to put away before you can actually clean properly, you need to make them aware of, look, it's going to take me longer. You have to make them aware so they don't take advantage of you. So if you have a customer that every week you go and clean and it's spotlessly tidy, all you need to do is concentrate on the cleaning, that's awesome. But what happens the week after when they've had loads of family in and the house is so messy, and she sends you a text message saying, oh, I really apologize, but it's going to take you longer to clean because you need to tidy first. So make sure your customers right in the beginning is aware of the fact that they need to keep it tidy for you to come and clean because they're paying you to clean. If they want to pay you for tidying, then that's fine. But just make them aware that the premises needs to be kind of like the same every week for you to deliver the same standards, because you might then get to a point where you might disappoint them because you spend your 2 hours tidying instead of cleaning. And then they're like, well, why didn't you clean? Because I spent it tidying your house. I didn't even have time to clean. I was just tidying for the 2 hours. So just make sure it just stops sort of bad vibes, and it just stops people talking badly about your company, and you can't afford your reputation to be damaged when you're really small. So just make sure your customers know and you're upfront about these things with them. I will definitely recommend using your own cleaning products. You clean, you know what works, you know what works the best and the quickest. So I would suggest that you actually take your own. So, and if you are going to supply your own materials, then you can actually charge £1 an hour more, because you say to your customer, look, you don't have to buy anything. I will use everything I use for me while I clean, and I will supply all of that. So you don't have to do anything. You just stay there, because your customer don't know what's the best products. You open the cupboard and there's like 20 million products in there, and you don't need 20 million products to clean at all. But you know what works best. You tell them, like, this is the cloth I prefer. I mean, even get to a stage where you can say to your customer, look, you can get me this and this and this. This is what I use. If they want to pay a little bit less, if they don't want to pay that £1 an hour extra. But I found that my customers was like gobsmacked when I said, oh yeah, no, I use all my own materials, all my own products. You just do what you do, and you do you and I do me. And therefore, they were like, oh, okay, so I don't have to buy cleaning products anymore. No, you don't. I will make sure I've got everything I need to give you the best results possible. If you like going to a customer's house and you see the cloth on the sides all frumbled and it actually smells, and what you're going to clean the bathroom with, or what you're going to clean the kitchen with a cloth that's smelly and it's just not clean. So it's best to take your own clean cloths with you everywhere you go. Every single job, you have a pile of cloths and you take 2 new cloths for that customer. Remember color coding for bathrooms. Don't wipe your toilet with the same cloth you do your sink, although the sink's probably got more bacteria. But then you put it in the back of your car, and then the next job you take another 2 clean cloths. And then at the end of the week, you chuck all your cloths in the washing machine and you wash them all together, all your mop heads, everything, wash them all together on a boil wash to make sure they're nice and clean and fresh for your next week's clients. That way you got less rinsing, but you're not taking one house's germs to the next house. Hi guys, if you haven't already, remember to click the link below to get your actual cheat sheet, which of all this information I've added in there. So thank you so much for watching this week's vlog. I hope this was helpful, and if it was for you and you would like more videos like this, please remember to give me a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'll get back to every single comment personally. I'll see you next week. Bye!